We're back.
That's the back. That's the countdown.
Yeah.
That's my three. That's our 3, 2, 1.
And we don't get 3, 2, 1.
You get no 3, 2, 1.
Contact.
Welcome back to our pre-Halloween garage pod.
The bonehead.
Post-pool pod. Good stuff.
I think we have way too much fun doing this.
Yeah. I think we have more fun doing this than actually everyone actually watching this stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
More of a social event than anything else.
Social Hour, brought to you by
Sex Panther.
Sex Panther.
We'll have Sex Panther.
We gotta get Tiger's blood here soon. Alright. Back and back. You guys want to run through next week's matchups and just do a quick, kind of like we used to, pick them going down, and then we can jump into any issues.
And this, the way this season's been going, pick'ems will really be, because I mean, one week you put up 170 points, the next week you put up 80. I mean,
very true. Well, especially because we're walking into a bunch of buys. And then right after that, we can go into what the issues or upsides of which each one of the teams are looking at going into the weeks coming up. And
This is what you call producing on the fly, by the way.
or flying on the production.
that was my fly.
Yeah, don't do that again.
I kill you! All right. Anyway, let's see. Next week, week 6.
Week
right?
6, we got Total Ruination taking on the East Coast meet.
Yes, we do.
We do.
I've got a lot of buys coming up, and I got a lot of issues coming up. I've got some issues already. We got issues.
Projected 143, 158. And the line on it is 15 plus or minus.
Oh.
Very close. Now, it depends on whether or not I have a quarterback show up. Oh, wait, I have 2 quarterbacks. They showed up last year. Nobody's heard from them this year.
Ring, ring. No one's home.
It's almost to the point where I just kind of want to go walk on the field.
2 Super Bowl quarterbacks.
Two Super Bowl quarterbacks. And I thought at least, and I thought at least, going into the season, I've got 2 Super Bowl quarterbacks in the first couple of weeks. Somebody's going to need a quarterback, and I'm going to want something for a Super Bowl quarterback to put up points. Oh dear God!
Oh dear God!
No, is there no trade bait?
Oh my God!
Now there's nothing left out there. I mean, and I'm literally playing the waiver wire for defenses and tight ends, and now I'm gonna have to add quarterbacks to this mix. Are you kidding me?
I've got a spare one if you need one. So
yeah, you got one with no knees and one with no receivers. So yeah, I'm better off.
And he likes his quarterbacks on their knees. So that might be something we have to look into.
Now, I like them on their feet with knees in between their head and the ground.
So what they said the spread was? Well, I'm currently barring anyone's adjustments.
Yeah,
add stuff and put stuff in.
Plus,
we're looking at about 15 points swing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, you start. We'll go left to right.
Left to right.
can it end in a tie?
Can it end in a tie? That's the question.
Unfortunately, this league can.
Yeah.
But we put some safeguards in
Adjustments,
place to where I have to force something because otherwise there are ties allowed.
I like me going into this week for the simple fact that the matchup for Flacco this week looks good. He's got Torrey Smith as a deep threat. As long as they don't run the ball too much, I might get 10, 12 points out of it.
He only has Torrey Smith.
As long as he can go to Torrey Smith for the deep threat. I've got Noshawn Marino, who's running against Jacksonville. 30 points there. I got Wes Welker, who's a touchdown machine.
Until you trade him off to John.
Nah, actually, I've canceled that. Yeah. Sorry, John. You just don't have what I'm looking for. I'm going to go back to my wife.
So much to go with on that.
I know.
So I'm guessing you go with you?
You've got a powerhouse
in you.
Technically, I do.
Okay, well, back to what we were doing before. Is this your upset of the week? Because you get double points for it.
I'm gonna have to take the upset of the week. I'm
So
gonna
this
take
is
me
your
for an
upset of the
upset.
week?
Yeah, because I mean you've averaged what 130 points a game. You haven't really had any bad games. I'm averaging maybe 90.
I'm gonna go ahead and side with Clint on this, just for the two reasons. Is no Sean Moreno, Wes Welker against Jacksonville. I mean,
There's 60 points right there.
Exactly. Should be.
Flacco does good. Maybe
Keep in mind
20
he
points.
referenced no Sean Marino, by
No Sean.
Michael Finley's looking good. It's Green Bay and Jacksonville.
you know
Or
what?
not Jacksonville, Detroit.
I felt pretty comfortable going into this matchup. I've lost. Well, let's see. Julio Jones, toast.
Out for the season.
Out for the season. Which messes up my quarterback. That's the problem you do when you handcuff your wide receiver to your top quarterback. And I've always been an advocate about
Roddy White's out this
he's
week.
banged up, and you double team Tony Gonzalez. So I think they're on a bye actually. I don't even have to look at my
they are.
stuff yet.
Atlanta's
So they're all
on a bye.
they're all gone. So I'm basically down to the quarterback that I picked up as a third quarterback in the event that I was going to trade off Michael Vick, who is sidelined right now with a hamstring. So I'm forced in with him.
So you're kind of in a quarterback situation now.
And without my number one wide receiver, who is the number one or was the number one wide receiver in the NFL. But you guys are both picking against me. I gotta go with myself. I mean, I don't know if that's.
You're not
He's
gonna
gonna
go
with
with
himself.
You're not gonna pick Clint.
It's not gonna happen.
What's gonna happen is gonna be a meteorite that just strikes and just like decimates something.
I need a little bit of help. I think my numbers
You'll win
don't.
by default.
Well, I've
I think
also
my
got,
numbers look better than they actually are going to show.
I got Darren Sproles playing out of the backfield with 5-0 Saints, and usually after every slump game where he only puts up 7-10 points, he comes back strong. So they use him. So I mean, Darren Sproles 20 points, 18.
I'm taking Jimmy Graham over Darren Sproles. So
I would take
Yeah, going up against New England, I think they're going to cover Jimmy pretty good. So I'm going to go Darren Sproles.
Moving on, we've got Kelly and George, the Iwanus, going against the fifth place Iwanus going against the third place Barflies.
It's 120 to 95 in favor of the KGs. 25-point swing on the line.
John have his lineup set. Probably not.
John has some holes in there.
Yeah, he's got
here in a minute.
He hadn't set his lineup.
Same time, he also has Peyton Manning that dropped 60 on me in week 1, which is the only loss I've taken, by the way, this year. What?
He's also got Rashard Mendenhall.
So is the point advantage to Kelly and George?
Do you think so?
Again, producing on the fly.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm taking Kelly and George in this one. And not because of the point advantage, but because I think John's got some other issues that he won't be able to address before game time.
He needs a tight end. He has no backup tight end.
John, I have an extra tight end.
He's got an extra tight end.
Just saying.
It's
okay.
It's because John, like you said, he does have some issues to get. Kelly and George, I think they're playing lucky.
And I think John make the adjustments he needs to make, and I don't know if Kelly and George jump on where they need to make the adjustments, and that may be a hole.
Their adjustments are at kicker. I mean, really.
I think
maybe another quarterback, but
they're still starting Eli.
Yeah. Okay, and this is what I'm saying. Have you made your pick?
If John makes the right adjustments, I think he's going to win.
All right. So you're taking John, and you're taking John?
No, I'm taking...
you're taking Kelly and George. Okay.
I think that...
Remember, Peyton Manning's going up against Jacksonville.
He is.
He could
That's
put
a
up 100
lot of
points.
points.
That's
Yeah.
100
No,
points.
The thing is, I think it's.
I see a quarterback breaking the 70-point mark.
Yeah, but at some point this year, they've got to go, okay, enough is enough. You've put up 400 yards. Let's bench you and just ride out the rest of the game. I think this may be one of those situations where they get so far ahead, and it won't be. It won't be a shoot. That will not be a shootout
unless his arm's falling off. He's no.
No, I don't think that'll be a shootout. I think I think this game will not be the Dallas Cowboys game. I think this game
you're right.
will be to a point where he scores enough to where they're comfortable. They want the clock
Jacksonville's
down
been giving up enough yards to running backs,
which is why I think
No Sean
Marino will actually get a lot of points in.
Welker's going to get a touchdown in 90 yards. He's not going to break 100 yards, and then it's going to be all sorts of.
Once everybody gets a touchdown,
you're going to see.
So 3 touchdowns.
You're going to see Ronnie Hillman. You're going to see.
Winds the clock down, ends the game. It's not going to be it's not going to be a back and forth because I don't think Jacksonville has the back and forth to go.
And just for S&G, who is Denver's backup quarterback?
Any one of us.
Does it matter?
Eli.
They could probably send the kicker out there to take snaps. I mean, at that point, all he's going to do is just
he didn't see any work last week.
I think Eli's getting the phone call like, hey, you're not doing anything up in New York. And they're like, you have some downtime for the fourth quarter.
That's going to be a situation where the backup quarterback's going to be like, you want me to do what?
I'm going to take Georgia Kelly on this because just point-wise, I don't see a whole lot of points coming out of John's team this week. With the crushing blows that Jacksonville
and they just won out the game and not. I mean, there's only so much they're going to keep throwing him in there for no reason whatsoever and potentially get him injured.
One thing I'm going to throw out here for you guys because I've played on ESPN for a number of years. CBS scores theirs a little bit more realistically than what ESPN does as far as the preview or projections. And ESPN, I think, skews it a little bit higher than what CBS did. So.
And your point is?
It's the projections. And it's still George and Kelly by I think 25 points.
But I don't think it's actually going to be 25. I don't think their projection for 25 points, I don't think is realistic.
You think it's going to be closer than 25 points?
I think it's going to be closer than 25 points, but I don't think that.
As long as all the right.
I don't think Peyton sits there and puts up 500 yards because he's not going to need to against this particular team.
Right. He's going to get 3 touchdowns through the air, and they're going to call it good, and they're going to own the field with.
He might run for another one.
Okay. Moving on, we've got the Burn in 4th place going up against Road Rash in 2nd place.
Battle of the Olsons.
You got let's see, you got Aaron Rodgers going against whoever Mike's throwing in there as quarterback. But Mike's
right now, Alex Smith. I mean,
yeah, and like I said, he was putting up.
And they're right now they're giving it to the Rash, and that's with a player on the bye. 23 points. 23-point swing, 122 to 145.
What's she doing?
Aaron Rodgers, Chris Johnson. The push at one of the wide receivers.
Ooh, let's see. That's where LaShawn McCoy, DeMarco Murray. So he's got some solid running backs, wide receiver, Marshall, Marius Thomas.
Half of his starting lineups in the top 10.
Jason Witten. Yeah,
all but 3 of them's in the top 10. 2 of them are biting at the bit, chomping at the bit to get a quarterback and a defense. And how
Green's playing Buffalo though?
I don't
know. That's almost a coin flip.
Mike is my sleeper pick to win the whole thing right now.
Yeah,
I really do because he is. I think more focused this year than he ever has been as far as putting together this fantasy team.
Well,
you call it focus, I call it an iPad.
I would say more focused this year just means that he actually set a lineup.
Yeah.
That doesn't necessarily mean he was like, into.
Who should I drop?
Not another brother.
Plus, I think at one point, during the early part of the season, he wrote the Ranger job, so he started concentrating more on football. So.
I got some socks here for you, just saying.
Wow, that's just mean.
All right, so what's the pick?
I'm going with Rash.
Oh crap! We could have been doing this down here. Who will win this matchup? Vote.
I'm
going Rash all the way.
I'll probably take that as the upset. What's the split?
25 points or 23 points
In the way of Rash?
Yeah.
All
And
right,
that's having a player on the bye week.
So
Once he makes the adjustment, it'll be different. It'll change. So when he figures out what flex player he wants,
who's Green Bay playing?
Green Bay has Baltimore.
Yeah.
Who's the 11th ranked defense?
You know, I think it has to be a walk. I'm going with the Rash too. Sweep it. All right, moving on.
Get the gavel.
Yeah, it's up there.
It's up here.
We're going with the Annihilators at 3-2 in 4th place. Ooh, this should be interesting. Taking on the Naughty Gnome in 6th place at 1-4. Erica gets back. Not that she hasn't, but throwing to him, she gets back Gronkowski.
Yeah,
maybe her quarterback.
Well, and Sam Bradford seems to be going blow for blow with them on this. Bradford's averaging 22 points a game. Brady's averaging 17. They're calling it a push on ESPN. Marshawn Lynch, she's got the lean-to, the CJ Spiller.
Questionable, blah, 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 down.
Frank Gore.
CJ Spiller, they give him 25 points. Who hasn't done splitters?
No, that's a rank.
Oh, sorry. Oh,
Player
7
rank.
points. There it is.
Yeah.
Not 410.
It's a 16-point swing, 128 to 144.
I'm taking Erica. I'm going for your girl. I'm taking you as my upset of the week. I'm saying Brady comes back and produces this week. Gronk comes back, gives them some availability. They get downfield.
Frank Gore running against Arizona. There's 30 points, 20 points. Eric Decker
I'll take
receiving against Jacksonville.
Christina on this one.
Randall Cobb receiving against Baltimore. Martellus Bennett against the Giants.
Read all this back so we actually know who got what. We're not running anything down.
I'm taking Erica. I mean, it's
all right.
Hands down.
E and C. E and C. Yes. Okay. Moving on, we've got show me them TDs. We got Trudy in 2nd place and going against Emerald City Lanners in 6th place. And she's got a juggernaut of a team. I don't know what she's looking at this week.
It's actually your favorite right now, 136 to 123. She's got Romo, Jamal Charles, Ronnie Hillman. She's going to put Ronnie Hillman in. She put Ronnie Hillman in, dude. The running back by committee in Denver running against Jacksonville.
Well, at that point, you start anybody who's going against Jacksonville.
Des Bryant.
They're stacked.
Danny Amendola. Keith Miller's her tight end. What's wrong? Oh, because her other tight end's got a broken leg. Oh, damn the luck.
I thought you was playing me. Oh, no, you're playing me.
I'm playing you.
I'm taking you.
I'm taking me too for the upset.
Let's see.
If you ever want to get in it again?
Get it whether she wants it or not. But knowing her, she's not done playing the waiver wire.
Yeah.
She's done that since week 3.
There's not a lot out there, trust me.
Since week 3, up and up. I mean, literally. 100 points, 140 points, 170 points.
She's due for a loss.
She's due for a loss, but everybody that she's got, you know what? I'm gonna take Trudy. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 players in the top 5. In the top 5.
Since you was
1, 2, 2 in the top 10. Let's see, you got 2 in the top 5, 1 in the top 10, and nobody else. And
hey, you spoke your piece. We're not judging you and your skirt.
we understand who wears the panties now.
Bears taking on the Giants, Browns taking on Detroit. She's also got Detroit Lions on the bench. She'll probably adjust for that. Yeah, I'm taking Trudy.
All right.
And I'm going to call it 20 points difference.
This is the one I want to see. This is the matchup I'm looking forward to this weekend, even above and beyond my own. We've got DK Comics in the 1st place. My boy coming home from the weekend. Haven't seen him in 2 weeks. Going up against 2 punk chumps and his 7 running backs.
DK projected at 153.
If anybody's looking for a running back, talk to me.
Two
He
pumps.
knows them all.
Projected at 120. That is a 30-point swing. And they're swinging it at 33.
30.
1, 2. 2 in the top 10. Nobody else. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the top 10.
Devin, do me right.
Just under it.
Crush him.
Crush
I
it.
got you.
Crush it.
Hey, I'll trade you a tight
Nation.
end. It seemed to work for your dad.
Oh.
Oh, that was bad.
Yes.
Funny though.
So, DK,
DK,
sweep it.
I don't even see a reason to even like adjust your lineup this week. Titans taking on Seattle. What's his other defense? Nah, I don't see a reason. I say run with what you got, dude.
Hey, we're going to jump into some pluses and minuses, some issues with teams and things we're looking at. And I think after
Issues
that,
with the
it'll just
teams.
be kind of like...
We could start the issues with my team. I have a team. Issue 1.
Issue 1, issue 2. He doesn't have a team.
Issue
Well, no,
3,
I mean-
most of his team belongs to somebody else.
Let's start with... I'll start with mine because I've got a list in front of me. Julio Jones, out for the year.
Out for the year.
Although he's going to get a second opinion.
No,
but
second opinion's in. He's done.
Okay.
I've already dropped him, which means no one can pick him up because he's already done for the year.
Yeah.
No one can like pick him up and hold him for next year.
Right.
He's toast.
Michael Vick is
Robbie
questionable.
White is banged up, which means now the quarterback, my number one quarterback that I drafted,
Has nobody to throw to.
has no one to throw to except for
And he's on.
Tony Gonzalez.
Tony Gonzalez, who both and my quarterback is in a lot. Do you go out and grab their third wideout? And the flip side of that, how much does that impact Tony Gonzalez? Does that improve him?
Tony's
or
already. We were talking about this earlier today too. Tony's already under mass coverage because he is literally the only viable candidate they have, and he's still putting up numbers.
Putting up massive numbers, yeah.
So maybe going out and picking up the second wideout and putting him in your lineup bodes well because now that they're going after Tony and blocking off every other option, Matty's got nobody else to throw to. So let's see what these third and fourth string rookie boys can do. He might have viable.
This might be the jolt in the ass for the Falcons to get their program turned around, losing their 2-star wide receivers
and Steven Jackson
and Steven Jackson
and a running back.
who
Yeah,
hasn't been back there in a while. Snelling, I believe, is beaten up.
Snelling, I think, is out.
No, it's on a bye, so it doesn't matter. So, I mean, that bringing in some fresh blood might be something, that
They need. Yeah,
that they need.
And it'll give them a chance to see what the rest of their team can do because the Falcons have always just
if
relied
you've got,
on.
like John has, if you've got Roddy White with now no Julio Jones, a busted Roddy White, does that
Roddy White's going to get help.
improve his stock or diminish it?
It's going to improve it once he gets healthy.
But if he's forced on the field because they need someone to throw to, they literally, it had come out to where in that team, they were asking whether Tony Gonzalez wanted to be traded to a team that had a shot for a Super Bowl run.
And he said no.
And he said no.
Yeah.
Loyalty.
But, I mean, the fact that...
actually,
which is great. But, I mean, at the same time...
The talks of him being traded, even the
fact that he has to talk the rest of
clubhouse.
his team into, the fact that they still have a shot at this, says a lot about where the mindset is in that clubhouse.
Yeah. So yeah, I say the third string receiver, probably not a bad grab at this point. Considering
Can you start him as your second wide receiver?
I'd start him as a flex. I'd find a better option. Start him as a flex, see how he does.
Yeah,
And if it shows that he's going to be targeted, then yeah, move him into a second string, change your flex out.
Tony Gonzalez, do you sell him high right now since he's more of a sought after commodity because he's going to be thrown to, or is he more
The first couple of weeks he's going to be covered. He's not going to put up the points that
do you
Tony's
wait to
been
find
putting
out
up.
what happens?
Yeah, wait to find out, because you don't want to sell him off cheap, or sell him off.
You want to sell him low.
What about trading for Steven Jackson, who eventually will be coming back and is a receiving back out of the backfield?
No, because Steve, the reason
Because Brandon's trying to sell him off right now. He's got him on a trading block.
injury prone, too injury prone.
No, he's not even playing right now.
Yeah, I mean it's what
Okay,
kind of
in the
Steven
event that-
Jackson
I'm
are you
saying
getting?
for a shot for the playoffs. When he comes back, the fact that Matty Ice needs someone to throw it to.
And the fact that if it's a trade for you, by all means grab it up because you definitely need a running back.
Well, not me. I know.
But
I'm saying that if you think that's a viable pickup for somebody.
No, because honestly, because he has had a history of hamstring problems, and it's something that has plagued him through his career. And here we are, 6 weeks into the season, and he's dealing with his second, hammy problem.
And then repeat.
Oh,
Here's to your ghost shot.
Yeah,
go shot.
That was
Happy
my
Halloween.
All right, moving on. Other than my issues, it's all about me. Let's talk about
You got
the
issues.
Barflies issues. EJ starts out. Wait, so let's see. EJ out. Roddy out. Tony G on a bye. David Wilson out.
Out.
Peyton Manning is projected for 43 points, which normally would be obscene to think that your quarterback is being projected for 43 points. But based on his performance so far this year, that's not unheard of. Is Peyton Manning enough to carry his team with those 4 players banged up as they are?
We'll see. You got Roddy White's questionable, but they're on a bye. Tony Gonzalez is on a bye, so he has to fill those 2 slots no matter what. David Wilson is out against Chicago, probably out for 3 or 4 weeks. No tight end on the bench to cover that spot, so he's got to
He's
scramble
playing
for that.
Jacksonville, the opportune situation.
And
Is that enough?
We talked about this earlier.
Is that enough to carry?
He's not going to put up those points.
And what?
They're going to either run the ball or pull Manning.
They're
And you know what? I
pull
think
his Mannings in the third.
they're going to pull his Manning in the third.
They're going to pull his Manning in the third.
But yeah,
I think so too. I think it's going to be one of those.
Third quarter, they're going to be up 3 touchdowns.
They're not going to.
They're already going to have 100 rushing yards.
Even if they leave him in, he's not going to be forcing the ball downfield. He's not going to do the every touchdown that Belichick used to do with Brady.
Yeah.
And go, okay, well, I only need 2 to win. I'm going to put up 5.
Yeah.
They're not going to do that. If they have any
the Broncos'
sense, they want to make
offensive line has been strong enough they can keep
they're
the
looking at the Super
Jacksonville
Bowl.
off.
They're not looking at just breaking it off on something.
Also, I think you have to take into consideration in Denver, who is running the offense there?
Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning is going to come out and do what he wants.
And eventually, by the third quarter, he's going to go, you know what? I'm going to go grab a dog. Who wants one? He's going to walk up to the stands and go, hey, you want a quarterback?
I believe someone's going to come to their senses at that point and go, you know what? We're not here to dominate this game. We're here to take a run for the Super Bowl. And to do that, we need to not take chances when
It's
we're
not going to
already
be
up by 2 touchdowns.
and with all the controversy over the neck stuff and all that, and he's not the same quarterback. It's not an FU touchdown situation. It's an FU Super Bowl situation.
Yeah.
They're going to walk in. They're going to own the Super Bowl. He's going to play it hard. He's going to play it harder than he played Dallas.
Yeah.
I agree, which I think, in part, why that hurt
Which means
Sean this week.
Save up Manning.
The rest,
Probably here on out.
kind of dull. We were looking over his stuff.
Not a whole lot of issues, really.
Giants D.
Yeah.
That's your biggest question, right?
Defense.
Between your Giants D at -4 versus your Ravens D at +2. So apparently you either jump into the waiver wire and get a serviceable defense. But I would love for you to start the Giants D at -4 and break it off on someone with -4 D going out.
That would be hilarious.
Awesome.
But
Start the Giants D and still win.
I've never seen a setup where you've got
And not put a player in on a bye. So
Yeah, I mean,
he's got nobody on bye.
You
I
literally
thought he had
have,
somebody that was
you're
on
literally
bye.
your defense
Oh yeah,
is scheduled
Miami.
or set up projected for -4 points, and your other option is scheduled for 2.
Well, you combine the two, like the proposed points for the two, it's still -2 points.
That's when you start emailing your commissioner and going, "Can I start a kicker instead of my defense?"
Right?
All right, moving on.
Do I have
Gnomes.
to start a defense?
Can I just go without my defense? Otherwise, I'm just going to lose points.
Right?
Naughty Gnomes at 1-4 is Brady.
Do you start Brady this
Do
week?
you start Brady this week?
Let's see, who's our other? She has. Oh, Ryan Fitzpatrick is in Tennessee. Then we get Seattle.
Yeah.
I mean, then the
Yeah.
options.
It's
It's Tom Brady against the undefeated New Orleans Saints, or Ryan Fitzpatrick against Seattle. Seattle's still got a ranked defense.
You know
They're
what?
in the top 10.
It's-
Who's available on the waiver wire? Yeah.
No, well,
Yeah.
Chad Henne.
You still start Brady. If you get Gronk back, Amendola's still healthy, opens up that pass defense. Hopefully it turns into a shootout and you get some points off it. That's all you can hope for because the alternative is a nightmare. You got to go with the person who's got longevity and he can handle himself under pressure.
Can't run. Who you throw to?
Well, no, but he can handle himself under pressure in a situation.
Yeah.
Except for the part where he goes to the sideline, cusses everybody, throws
Well,
his helmet down.
that's what you want from a quarterback. Though.
And then
you
you
didn't
get
talk to your quarterback about that.
And you know
He does do that.
Your
But
receivers
everybody
have-
calls him the crybaby.
Your receivers have bricks for hands. You know.
And they do. But I mean, they're getting too bad. What I'm saying is, like, hopefully they open up. Not the double coverage, let them get downfield. Hopefully it turns into a shootout. I'm saying best of 2 bad scenarios. Is what I'm saying. I mean, that's why you go with Brady. Let's move on to your scenario. Seem all right. I mean, you're at 1-4. I mean, what adjustments do you make? And there was no really kind of big swing one way or the other.
It's really, you know, having the players to put up points. You know, I could have, you know, AP is going to do what AP does. It's just, you know, the rest of the team kind of following in line. You know, Giovanni Bernard's proved to be kind of a bust. I think I did a good, yeah.
It's like you didn't need KG. There's
Yeah.
a lot of players like that.
And I think I made a good pickup with Eddie Lacy. You know, I think he's going to be solid there in Green
Take
Bay.
late and lazy, yep.
I did.
Except he's only
Good
averaging
trade.
5 points per game.
And there's still a trade out there. Or there potentially may be, but by the time you want to too.
You know, and it just the problem I'm having right now is wide receivers, and there's nobody out there. So
I got someone who's ranked at 19 points going into this weekend.
I got a couple.
Yeah, I pick up Hackerson. No one grabbed. How did no one grab Hackerson?
I was watching.
He's ranked at 19 points. I'm like, really? He's the best player out there, and no one even touched him. I'm like, this is well after the
He's
waiver
going up
wire,
against Dallas this week.
yeah,
which is why he's ranked at 19 points. They gave up 500 yards last week.
Yeah,
really, the secondary
Yeah,
is not
so
something.
they gave up to Peyton Manning, not
RG3.
RG3. Not RG, when he's going to fall apart. 3.
Okay, so do I get a board bet on Leonard Hackson versus give me a viable wide receiver?
This is the Cowboys wide
Des
receiver.
Bryant.
No,
Really? You're gonna take the?
Not Des Bryant.
Terrence Williams.
Terrence Williams.
I will take Leonard Hackerson over.
Terrence
And you didn't
Williams.
even get a chance to pick him up, but you wanted him, and that was your waiver wire pick.
Yeah,
And I got this guy's a free agent.
I figured if I'm going to get first pick at it, you know, or
There you
a
go.
shot at first
I
pick,
will
I'm
take
gonna go
Leonard
first.
Hackerson for more fantasy football points this weekend, regardless of whether I trade him or not, over. Because you don't even own the other one.
No, no.
Over, was it Tavon Austin?
Terrence Williams.
Terrence Williams. Had a T in it. We'll come back to that. Moving on. Gnomes. ELC. 2 pump chumps. Really? 7 running backs? Are you just stockpiling just waiting for everyone else's team to go down to like trade off stuff to make a run for the playoffs?
And honestly, I mean, we do have an open bench, you know, to have what players we need.
We don't actually. I mean,
No,
it caps you. It caps you at
But-
some point.
There has to be a cutoff at how many.
3
running-
tight ends is
Yeah.
all you can have on your bench.
Well, how many running backs does he have on his bench? Like 6?
1, 2, 3, 4. 4 running backs on his bench.
Yeah.
Which
That-
is see, and that was something else I wanted to touch on. Our bench status. We need to adjust that. To make the waiver wire
this is
more.
our first year in this.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a lot of stuff I wasn't making notes on. We'll adjust accordingly. But I was
Cool.
I wasn't bringing that up to give you a hard time, but I was making the point that
You're being a whore. Quit being a whore.
But the thing is, he's got like 4 of his running backs are out or injured or dead.
1, 2 on a bye. Steven Jackson's out. So a buy and an out for one. Buyout. Kind of a sellout. Percy Harvin's out.
But here's
Darren
the thing.
McFadden's questionable.
7 running backs. Calvin Johnson, Darren McFadden, and your saving grace is going to be Terrence Williams. Where's that? Where's that? Yeah, we got sound bite. All right, let's just finish up with Clint.
Quarterback.
2 Super Bowl QBs. No love for either.
None.
The most nightmarish consistently between 2 players that should have outproduced what they've done so far.
Going in, they have
What's in the box?
Oh my God! They hadn't even put up combined throughout this 6 week or this last 5 weeks. They don't look at me with those squirrely eyes. They hadn't even combined in 5 weeks put up what they put up in the first couple of weeks they played last season. It's not just throw. It's we can't throw. We can't manage our team. We can't run. We can't. Why the hell are we playing football? Why aren't we serving tea somewhere? Jesus, Mary, somebody get these guys a Midol.
Joe Flacco is simply you took away Anquan Bolden, and that just completely ruined his.
But yet, Torrey Smith puts up 30 points. How? Why? Who?
On that note, we're going to come back in 2-2, take a quick break, finish it up with the last couple of news and notes on each team, and then some
Who's got quarterback?
squishy.
I got one.
I got squishy fishy. I don't know, but I got to get the rest of them. So